Have you ever wanted to be truly happy in life? Ever since I've been practicing these principles, I have never been happier or more content. And the best part is, I'm beginning to learn how to remain in that state even when life throws some curveballs at me. It's not always easy, but it is worth it. So let's dive in and see what I'm speaking about. Hey guys, welcome to Freedom Formula. Today we're speaking about how you can become happy with Stoicism. I'd like to share some insights on how this ancient philosophy can help us find happiness and inner peace. First things first, let's talk about what Stoicism is. Stoicism is a philosophy that originated in ancient Greece and Rome, and it's all about focusing on what we can control and accepting what we can't. It's all about finding happiness in the present moment and not worrying about things that are outside of our control. One of the most famous Stoic philosophers, Marcus Aurelius, once said, "The happiness of your life depends upon the quality of your thoughts." This quote highlights the importance of our mindset when it comes to finding happiness. If we focus on negative thoughts and worry about things that are outside of our control, we will never be truly happy. But if we can shift our mindset to focus on the present moment and appreciate what we have, we can find happiness and inner peace. Another important Stoic philosopher is Epictetus, who believes that we should focus on what we can control and accept what we can't. He said, "It's not what happens to you, but how you react to it that matters." This quote highlights the importance of our reactions to external events. If we can control our reactions and not let external events affect our inner peace, we can find true happiness. So, how can we apply Stoicism to our daily lives and find happiness? Here are a few tips. Number 1, focus on what you can control is a foundational principle of Stoicism. The Stoics believe that we cannot control everything that happens in our life, but we can control how we respond to those situations. By focusing on what we can control, such as our thoughts and our reactions, we can't control what happens outside of us. Understanding this principle can reduce stress and anxiety and lead to a more fulfilling life. As Epictetus once said, we cannot choose our external circumstances, but we can always choose how we respond to them. This quote highlights the Stoic belief that we cannot control everything that happens to us, but we can control how we react to those situations. We can choose to respond with calm and rationality rather than letting external circumstances dictate our emotions. Another Stoic philosopher, Seneca, said, "It is not that we have a short time to live, but that we waste a lot of it. Life is long enough, and a sufficiently generous amount has been given to us for the highest achievements, if it were all well invested." This quote emphasizes the importance of focusing on what we can control, like our own actions and thoughts, to make the most of our lives. By focusing on what we can control, we can also avoid worrying about things that are outside of our control. As Marcus Aurelius said, "If you are distressed by anything external, the pain is not due to the thing itself, but to your estimate of it, and this you have the power to revoke at any moment." This quote highlights the Stoic belief that our own thoughts and interpretations of external events can cause us more distress than the events themselves. By focusing on what we can control, we can choose to interpret external events in a way that's beneficial to our well-being. For example, let's say you're a YouTuber and your computer breaks down. As someone who relies on creating videos for a living, this can be a stressful and difficult situation to face. However, a Stoic perspective can help you to remain calm and happy despite the obstacles. First and foremost, it's important to remember that some things are simply outside of our control. The fact that your computer broke down is not something you can change. As the Stoic philosopher Epictetus once said, Make the best use of what is in your power, and take the rest as it happens. This quote highlights the importance of focusing on what we can control and letting go of what we can't control. In this particular case, you can control your reaction to the situation, but you can't control the fact that your computer broke down. One Stoic principle that can be helpful in this situation is the idea of embracing obstacles as opportunities for growth. As the emperor and philosopher Marcus Aurelius once said, "The impediment to action advances action. What stands in the way becomes the way." This quote illustrates the idea that obstacles can actually help us grow and become better versions of ourselves. In the case of your computer breaking down, you can see it as an opportunity to develop your problem-solving skills and find creative solutions to continue creating content. Another Stoic principle that can be helpful in this situation is the practice of negative visualization. This involves imagining worst-case scenarios and preparing ourselves mentally for them. By envisioning the worst possible outcome, we can develop a sense of perspective and gratitude for what we have in the present moment. As the philosopher Seneca once said, "Set aside a certain number of days, during which you shall be content with the scantiest and cheapest fare, with coarse and rough dress, saying to yourself the while, 'Is this the condition that I feared?'" This quote shows the importance of appreciating what you have and not taking anything for granted. It's important to remember that everything is temporary. This situation with your broken computer will eventually pass, and you'll be able to resume creating content as usual. As the philosopher Epictetus once said, "Don't demand that things happen as you wish, but wish that they happen as they do happen, and you will go on well." This quote shows the importance of accepting reality as it is and not getting too attached to the specific outcome or expectations. If you are a YouTuber facing a situation where your computer breaks down, this can be stressful and difficult. However, by adopting a Stoic perspective, you can remain calm and happy despite the obstacle. Remember to focus on what you can control. Embrace obstacles as opportunities for growth, practice negative visualization, and remember that everything is temporary. By following these principles, you can navigate situations with grace and resilience. Another important Stoic principle is the idea of number 2, living in accordance with nature. This means accepting the natural order of things and living in harmony with the world around us. As the Stoic philosopher Epictetus once said, "Nature hath given men one tongue but 2 ears, that we may hear from others twice as much as we speak." This quote highlights the importance of listening and learning from the world around us, rather than trying to control it or force it to conform to our expectations. By living in accordance with nature, we can find greater inner peace and fulfillment in life. Number 3, embracing challenges and difficulties as opportunity for growth. As the philosopher Seneca once said, "Difficulties strengthen the mind, as labor does the body." This quote highlights the idea that challenges and difficulties can actually help us grow and become stronger. Instead of shying away from difficult situations, we should embrace them as opportunities to develop our resilience and character. By facing our challenges head-on and learning from them, we can become better versions of ourselves and find greater happiness and fulfillment in life. Remember, becoming happy with Stoicism takes practice and patience. It's not something that will happen overnight, but with dedication and effort, you can find inner peace and happiness. Number 4, accept the present moment. Don't dwell on the past or worry about the future. Accepting the present moment is an important principle of Stoicism. The Stoics believe that we should focus on the present moment and not be overly concerned with the past or future. By accepting the present moment, we can find contentment and happiness in the here and now. Marcus Aurelius, the Roman emperor and Stoic philosopher, who, after his death, they had his personal journal turned into a book, wrote in his famous works Meditation, "Never let the future disturb you. You will meet it if you have to, with the same weapons of reason which today arm you against the present." This quote encourages us to focus on the present moment and not to worry about the future. Instead, we should use reason and wisdom to face the future when it comes. Marcus Aurelius believed that the present moment is all we have, and that it's important to make the most of it. He also believed that worrying about the future is a waste of time and energy, as it's something we can't control. By accepting the present moment and not worrying about the future, we can find inner peace and happiness. We can focus on what we can control in the present moment and use reason and wisdom to face the future when it comes. Marcus Aurelius also said, "If you are pained by the external things, it is not they that disturb you, but your own judgment of them. And it is in your power to wipe out that judgment now." This quote emphasizes the importance of accepting the present moment and recognizing that our own judgment and interpretations of external events can cause us more distress than the events themselves. Seneca also wrote about the importance of accepting the present moment. He said, "There is no person so severely punished as those who subject themselves to the whip of their own remorse." This quote highlights the Stoic belief that dwelling on the past or worrying about the future can lead to feelings of guilt, remorse, and anxiety. By accepting the present moment, we can avoid unnecessary suffering and find contentment in the here and now. The Stoic principle of accepting the present moment is about recognizing that the past and future are beyond our control, and the true happiness can only be found by focusing on the present moment. If you got some value out of this video, how about you smash the like button, as well as subscribe, and also hit the bell icon so you can be notified when we upload more videos. Hey, while you're at it, why not share and also leave a comment down below and let me know what you think of this video. Just so you know, that on the top left hand side of the screen, you'll see a video that I believe you might like. Below that is a video YouTube thinks you might like. And if you look on the right side of the screen, you'll see an image of my head. Now, if you click on that or poke me in the forehead with your finger, you'll be able to subscribe. Thank you so much for watching, and bye for now.